I am excited to share another example of progress in American transportation. Progress that has been supercharged thanks to President Biden's historic investments in our infrastructure. This example comes from northern Indiana, the part of the country where I grew up. For most of my lifetime, a regular frustration and a constraint on the region's economy was the fact that it takes much longer to take a train from northern Indiana to Chicago than it does to drive. For example, driving from South Bend to Chicago would take about an hour and a half, but it was more like 2.5 if you took the train. The good news is there was a way to fix that without even changing the technology of the rail cars, just by eliminating a choke point where the system went to a single track and replacing it with a double track across about a 20-mile stretch. That idea was there for decades, but the funding took longer to put together. This train is very important to the region. Some of my earliest memories are from going with my father to the station to pick up my mother. And I grew up to count on that train myself as a journalism intern working in Chicago. But because it took so long, this important rail line never really reached its full potential. Until now. The culmination of years of work and partnerships, some of which take me back to a decade ago when I was mayor, contributions from multiple levels of government and multiple administrations, including financing help from the Biden-Harris administration. All of that has come together, meaning that the double-track project on the South Shore train is at last complete. Residents now have faster, more frequent, and more reliable train trips between Chicago and Northwest Indiana. For example, on the new schedules that start this week, if you're going between Michigan City, Indiana, and Chicago, the trip is going from 1 hour and 40 minutes to just over an hour. And there will be 14 more trains running every weekday. For so many people, this could mean the opportunity to live in the community you grew up in while commuting to a job in the city. It could mean getting back home in time for dinner with your kids. It will mean more economic possibility in communities all along this train line. We saw some of those economic benefits even while the work was underway in the Indiana-made steel that went into these new rail lines and the union construction jobs created to install them. And the best part is, this is just one example as we enter a period in America's history where more and more big and historic improvements are coming to passenger rail. When local visions and long-held dreams meet a president who rode the train to work every day for decades and knows how much infrastructure actually means for people's daily lives, this is the result. Similar progress all over the country, in the West, the Southeast, the Northeast, and everywhere in between. So congratulations to everyone who helped make this happen, and I can't wait to ride with you.